So, we know that Sreedevi is a life coach, but over the last 25 years, she's been in various roles in various industries. She's worked with companies such as Maxworth, Amex, Concord, ING Vaishya, and also did about 15 years with HDFC. Through her experience, through her corporate experience and her life experience, she realized that you don't build businesses, you build people, and people build businesses. At the peak of her banking career, she decided to make her passion her vocation and became a life coach and started her firm, Tattvamassi. It means you are the God that you are seeking. Sreedevi is also on the board of IIM Kozhikode. She's on the mentor board of GAIN, a Harvard-backed startup incubator. But despite all this, she describes her most learning experience is when she was employed by her grandfather for 3 years as a part-time cow herd for their 2 cows. That's Deepa and Lakshmi. Over to you, Shreedevi.
Thank you, Krishnan. That was quite interesting. We're going to keep that in mind. And Sreedevi, now that we've heard the story, your journey from corporate and cowgirl to the coach that you're today, one thing which I would want to know, and a lot of people will have in mind also, is what is coaching? How would you describe that?
Thank you so much, Radhika, because coaching is a very niche concept to India, I would say. It is a concept that has caught with the Western countries, but India, for the kind of people that we are, for the kind of culture that we are, where we expect advice to be given free, sometimes coaching is also a very an area which is not understood very well. I'm a little sorry about the color of the slide, but then here's what I'm trying to attempt. There are many solutions that we try to give people as they grow up and they have their learning journeys. So the first thing is training. We all understand training here. We've had Ramseshu, who was a trainer in our own chapter. So training is where you're working towards achievement of a specific learning objective in a set curriculum. I especially wanted to put this across here today because I do get a lot of asks from people in this room asking me if I could train a set of people in a corporate. I love to do it, but that is not the profession. This is like how Ashish spoke about his glass solutions. He's a glass solution provider. He's not going to give you a piece of glass. So exactly like that. The second is mentoring. Now, after some years of corporate experience, and all of us here are also efficient mentors in the field that we are. So what is mentoring? Mentoring, again, is a very professional work that people do. It seems like, again, it is advice, but it is not. There are certifications for all of us to become mentors if we wish to. In mentoring, you offer guidance from one's own experience in a specific area of career or development. So you have to be a specialist in that field to be able to mentor someone in that very field. What is consulting? Something that Niranjan does over here in our chapter is to assess an organization's practices, recommend solutions for improvement based on expertise in a particular area. Now, after all the 3 of them, which is what I put in a very local language as a 0 to 1 solution, Radhika, because you're there, you want to get better, is where you engage with training, mentoring, consulting. But sometimes you find yourselves, like what Deepti does, you find yourself in a situation where you're not even able to get to ground zero, which is where counseling comes in. Counseling is healing pain, dysfunction, or you have a conflict within yourself. And in counseling, what we do is we are in service of improved emotion or feeling. Now, after explaining all this, therefore, what is coaching? Ashish, the next slide, please. Coaching is a thought-provoking and creative process that inspires a coachee to maximize their professional and personal potential. So I say it is a thought-provoking and creative process, Radhika, because there is really no set format. It is, it is really up to the coach and coachee to devise something together to see how can one move from point A to point B.
Perfect. Thank you so much for answering that, Sreedevi. And are there any examples that you can share with us for a better understanding?
Sure. In the area of life coach, specifically, I am a productivity coach. You can move to the next one. I will take a step back, Radhika, before I give you an example as to how is it that I do it. The tagline of my organization is define substance, drive structure. So once I sit with a coachee and we understand which is the point A that we are at, what is the point B that we want to arrive at, exactly the way that sports coaching works. I'm a big fan of this formula by Stephen Covey that says performance is equal to potential minus interferences. We all know that we have unlimited potential, but there is something that is interfering with us that stops us from being the best version of ourselves. So what I do is work between the 6 inches between the 2 ears to understand what your interferences are, and then I coach leaders and teams to rediscover their true inner potential, thereby bringing in a measurable shift in their productivity. So when personal productivity goes up, no prizes for guessing, the organizational productivity also goes up. Quickly answering your question, Radhika, 2 examples that I'd like to give, very, very simple. Again, I'm sorry about the slide, but then I'm going to read this out to you. The first one is your namesake, Radhika, which is why I chose her. Her name is Radhika. She was an IT person. She had to shift 2-3 jobs because of family. She even went to Canada, came back, lost her job, and then suddenly found that she didn't know which way to go. She engaged in about 8 sessions of coaching. She in fact moved on to something that was her dream job, after that. The second one is Shruti. She's a doctor in Colorado, went from India, went abroad again, kind of got lost in the way, not knowing which course to pursue, whether to start her own practice or whether to engage in some more studying that she wanted to do. At the end of the coaching journey, she realized that she's an academic dentist and that she does not want to be a practicing dentist. And that's something that came out of her, and then she decided to pursue her PhD to go on to become a professor.
That's quite inspiring, actually. And so Sreedevi, we've heard this. What would be dream assignments for you?
Sure. So my dream industries, and if you so wish, I'd like to share a video of Atul Gawande. I will do that on the WhatsApp, not here. Is hospitals. I really would like to get connected with hospitals in order to coach doctors, because I do think healthcare is the next big thing for India. And if I can be part of building the healthcare industry, that is something that I'm looking forward to. Any business which is sales dependent, because from what you heard Krishnan speak, my entire 25 years of career has been building sales teams, so I get them, if I can put it in a very normal language. And CEOs, CXOs who are independent decision makers. Satish had once given me a referral for someone who is a CXO. That again was a very memorable coaching assignment, both for me and for the individual. So CXOs tend to feel very lonely at the top. If they want to be heard, we can get a coach.
Perfect, Sreedevi. And what would be the gifts for you?
Before that, yes, this is my gift. I have specific gifts. I know the font is very small, so I will put it back again in our common WhatsApp. I have gifts for the startup team, infra team, celebrations, B2B, and interiors. These are the names that I have put down, but then since the font is very small and in respect of time, I will put that down. Can we go back to the asks? So here's my ask. My ask is from the B2C space. In the B2C space, where if you want to connect me directly to a client, then you can connect me to any business head in the BFSI industry. Banking, finance, service industry is where I'd like to get a connect, because that is my niche, as I said. And mental health counselors. Deeply, once again, thank you so much for coming in for today's meeting. B2B connects, and again, my service is B2C, but then if you would like to give me a B2B connect, then I'd like to get connected to HR consultants, freelance trainers, once again mental health counselors who are there as corporate counselors in B2B. But my biggest ask is for a one-to-one. And here's a little caveat that I'm putting down for a one-to-one. That you see is a very nice exercise to find your own authentic voice. If you are interested, you may please take your phones and type yes. I will send that link to you. And once the link is done and you have your assessment, I will not be sharing the assessment with you until you walk into my office and do a one-to-one with me. And last. So this is my biggest gift. I can help you connect with yourself. Thank you so much.